OSP is a failure. IMF poo-poos Kissi Agyabeng. Hey, I saw this and it shocked me. And I decided to place a few calls around the IMF and a few other such people to get into the real information. But what does it mean to say poo-poo? According to the dictionary, what is poo-poo? Dismiss an idea or suggestion as being foolish or impractical. That is the meaning of the word poo-poo. And an example, until recently, this idea was poo-pooed by the scientific community. Dash it away. IMF poo-poos Kissi Agyabeng's OSP. Hey! Now the IMF says that the OSP is a failure. That the OSP is not able to determine court dates for whoever they want to put on trial. This is a big indictment. Run it, my youth. Watch the story as published by My Joy Online. And it is nerve-wracking, brain-shattering, bone-crushing, marrow-rattling. OSP has no clear and consistent systems to decide when cases are ready for court. And this is from 2025. IMF report. Run it, my youth. My God. Now the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has delivered a pointed critique of Ghana's Office of the Special Prosecutor, indicating that the institution risks continued failure in confronting major corruption cases due to fundamental structural weaknesses. Chief amongst these weaknesses is the lack of a clear, consistent, and enforceable charging policy. Oh my God. Now the IMF's Ghana Governance Diagnostic Assessment released this month reveals that while the OSP has been legally empowered since its establishment under the 2017 Act, it does not possess the internal systems required to determine when a case is strong enough to proceed to court. It means it's trial and error. Frefrekobo. According to the report analyzed by Joy News's research, this gap lies at the heart of the OSP struggle to secure convictions in high-profile corruption cases. Now, the IMF notes with concern that there is currently no clear and consistent policy in place at the OSP which determines when a case meets the legal and evidential burdens for proceeding to charge and assessing whether it is likely to result in a conviction. My brother, so you start investigating a case. You don't even know how strong the case is, whether it should go before the court or not, because the internal structure there is weak. Very weak, according to the IMF. Now, the absence of such a policy, it argues, creates serious inconsistencies in decision making. It states that prosecutors lack a uniform benchmark for assessing evidence, determining whether a case is ready for court, or evaluating its likelihood of success. So they rush to court blindly, trying to see whether it will work or not. No wonder the Attorney General talked about this in some quarters, I am told. My brother, my sister, this could mean cases may be rushed to court without being fully prepared, abandoned mid-process, or inconsistently pursued depending on who handles them. According to the IMF, the consequences of this policy vacuum weaken public trust in the institution's choices and contribute to uncertainty about its prosecutorial strategy. Now, the weakness is directly linked to the OSP's inability to secure major corruption convictions. The report states that successful high-level prosecutions are not common, and unless action is taken, this could remain the case for a long time. Dash it out. This is a report from the IMF. And if this report is anything to go by, the Office of the Special Prosecutor is throwing blind blows in the dark. When the public starts talking about something, they jump onto it. They try to look at it, the merits, but the internal structure is weak. That means we are paying money, voting money into the OSP for nothing. According to the IMF, that is why it is very difficult for the IMF to prosecute and to even win high-profile cases. This is crazy, isn't it? I saw this report and I cringed. So what are these internal structures that are supposed to be in there to make sure that we are able to prosecute and win properly? Is it human resource? What else? It is human resource. The people in there, what is their qualification? How did they get in there? Who put them in there? My brother, everybody at the OSP was brought in there by one man. Kissi Agyabeng. Once he's voted as the special prosecutor, chosen by the state, he decides who forms his team. The OSP is independent. Therefore, if Kissi says he wants a vulture as his assistant and he wants a parrot as his PRO, at the same time, he needs bats, apine, to be what? Singing praises around his head to make him feel giddy and lightheaded so that he can relax in his fool's paradise. Who are you to say no? The OSP is a one-man show. One man decides who is the secretary. One man decides who does this. One man decides who does this, who does that, and who does those. So if that one man is incompetent, he will be surrounded by incompetence. That is what the IMF is saying. Internal structures are weak. And they are throwing blind blows in the dark. They don't seem to be able to know the merits of a good case. Whether to proceed to court or to stay back, they work according to whims and caprices. Knee-jerk reactions. Oh, the public expects us to prosecute Kwatin Mensah. Hey, Kwatin Mensah, come here. And Kwatin Mensah comes to sit down there. Yes. Okay, you did ABCD. Is it true? Okay, go. We'll call you back 2 years later. So IMF says that they start a case and then they let it hang because they don't really have any evidence. They are knee-jerk reactions. And there's no clear-cut road to which cases should be prosecuted and which ones shouldn't. My brother, my sister, if this is what it is, then we are in trouble. Is it true that it's a one-man show? It's an independent outfit, right? So whoever is in the office of the special prosecutor must be, in one way or the other, a crony of Kissi Agyabeng. Whoever is in there from the watchman, the cleaner, the messenger, all the way down to whoever or up to whoever, you must promise to align to his whims and caprices, or else you disalign and unalign. No checks and balances. Do we have that? Don't we have that? Should we have that? Shouldn't we have that? Do they have auditors who audit their accounts? Do they have some level-headed supervisors who can also suggest a few things and like supervise in one way or the other? Or the fact that it is independent means that it is independent in total? Is that it? Then, if you have a sheep, SHEEP, as the special prosecutor, he will be surrounded by lambs. And you know, proverbially, lambs are very humble. So whatever he says, they'll go, meh, meh, meh. May God save Ghana. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo. And here, we speak truth to power.